Good morning, fans, and welcome to episode number 38 of the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis, Missouri. That is my son, Eric Leggett, in Sacramento, California, and we are here to share some sugar. Mm-hmm. Eric, how is your Friday morning? Hey, man, we got a donut show, so it's got to be 3.5 at least.
Labor Day weekend starting up that I don't participate in because I have to work anyways. And I work on Sundays anyways, so this is not... If anything, it just means more people out, which, I don't know, for me personally, I don't love, so... Maybe Labor Day weekend is a bad thing.
Yeah, I will be enjoying Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, and a paid holiday on Monday, so that's always a rare treat.
Yep, and I get none of that. It's just a regular ass weekend for me.
This is me grabbing the paperwork and being right back.
Okay. There is a festival this weekend though.
Oh yeah.
In a park right across the street.
This is good news.
Yes. Chalk it up.
Will they be? Is it a Labor Day celebration? What?
No, it's like it's a park and there's sidewalk all around it. And they have a bunch of artists come, and each like big square of the sidewalk, an artist takes over and does a big chalk art thing on it. So you can go and look at them work and see the finished ones. And there's live music and food, and should be a good time.
Okay. So Saturday will be excellent.
Yes. Saturday is when it starts, and I'll be able to do it. And then Sunday and Monday I work. So.
But quite honestly, the best festivals are the ones you can walk to.
Yes, the ones that are...
No driving, no parking, no paying to park, no highway. Yeah. That's brilliant. Good for you. Good for you guys. But Sunday, after you get off work, you'll be able to come back and...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There'll be still something going on Sunday. So good. A little bit of a nice weekend for you. I'm helping you kick off a great Friday morning with some donuts.
Absolutely.
Have you been able to track down a little bit of donut news? Oh, before we get too far along, welcome if this is your first show ever. Where the hell you been? Secondly, what we do is we attempt to purchase the same 3 donuts. We will price them, we'll size them, we'll taste them, let you know if that's the donut you should get when you head to that donut shop. After last week's debacle, I'm really looking forward to today's show. And we normally kick off our shows. Eric gives us a little bit of donut news of the week.
Yes. Okay, so I have 3 things this week. I got one bummer that I feel I need to get out and spread the word because I think it's important. And then I've got 2 pretty good ones. So I'll start off with the bummer just to get it out of the way. But this, I want to talk about it because it's here in Sacramento. It is talking about the donut shop Village Express Donuts, which I've done on the show. It was a pretty early episode. And I've been there a couple times. And this news story is basically last week they were broken into and robbed for the 4th time in less than 2 years. The last time this happened was a couple months ago, and the owner himself was actually harmed in the act of it. But the good news is the Tahoe Park community came together to remodel the business, install security cameras, which I guess silver lining, those security cameras now saw this most recent one. So I just wanted to mention this one. There's a GoFundMe that's set up to replace the cash register that was taken and fix the window that was broken in. It's scheduled to be replaced this weekend, and Mr. Lee, the owner, said he's going to continue serving customers as usual. Still going to get in there, make his donuts, and sell them to the people.
Is this a information you can post on our show?
Absolutely,
for our viewers too.
Yeah,
because I definitely know where I'm going to send some money when we are done recording.
Yes,
today.
I will link the GoFundMe.
Mom and Pop Donut Shop. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
That's the thing. Look, I am not advocating for theft, but if you just need to do it, don't fucking do it to a small business owner. What are we doing? Go to a Starbucks or something and do that shit. Like, or
not advocating,
or don't, or just don't do it at all.
That was probably the best answer.
But
let's not break into a shop.
Yes,
especially a mom and pop.
So, Village Express Donuts, and even if you can't, donate to the GoFundMe, just show up and buy some donuts and support
them
the business. Yeah. If I was just getting donuts this morning, not for the show, that's where I would be going. But I did do them early on in the show, so you can check that episode out. But yeah, Village Express Donuts. I'll link the GoFundMe in the YouTube and on Instagram and stuff like that to support them.
Beautiful.
So now
it's could be really bad news, but I think we're finding the silver lining and we're able to help.
Yes.
So
now to some more fun stuff. The first one is about Carnival Cruise Line. They are adding donuts to their breakfast menu.
I'm a little surprised there aren't donuts
that is
on a cruise line's breakfast.
Also what I am surprised by, but this also adds more surprising stuff. They are not just included. You have to pay extra for them.
What?
It's been a while since I've been on a cruise, but my understanding is part of the money you pay for the cruise is all the food.
Yes.
And every once in a while, I know, if there's like a fancier, nicer restaurant on the ship, maybe you pay extra for that meal.
Yes.
Adding donuts, I feel like, shouldn't be an upcharge.
No. I mean, unless these are some like chef-inspired frou-frou.
That is what they're
delicacies. But honestly,
what they're going for, they're made to order and served warm, which okay. Flavors include cinnamon sugar, powdered sugar, Boston cream, and glazed. Okay,
not really frou-frou.
No.
In any way, shape, or form.
And it's 2 for $4 or 5 for $8. So it's not like they're exorbitant, but like just paying extra at all, I think is kind of crazy.
The number of unbelievably beautiful desserts that I've had off of a cruise ship buffet that I was like, I would pay $1 for that easily. But a donut?
Yeah.
On a cruise ship?
And you're seeing a lot of customers and Carnival Cruise Line people being like, hey, why the fuck do these cost extra?
Yeah.
It should just be.
An odd...
And the thing is, they serve other pastries. It's like Danishes and shit that are just free along with all the breakfast. So it's like, why are you upcharging?
And I have never purchased a Danish in a bakery that's cheaper than a donut.
Exactly.
Ever.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's cool that they're donuts, but like, why are we upcharging?
A donut surcharge on a cruise ship. Those are things I never thought I'd have in the same sentence.
That's completely bizarre. And for our last thing today, it's a quick one, but the Pennsylvania lottery. Someone just won $400,000.
Nice.
And that lottery ticket was sold at Donut Connection.
Boom.
Look.
Another reason to go to mom and pop donut shops. You could win $400,000.
You will win $400,000. That's a Midwest Donuts podcast guarantee. If you buy a lottery ticket at a donut shop, you will win the lottery.
Wow. Yes.
We are not held liable for anything.
I will say this. I don't know that I've ever been in a donut shop that has sold lottery tickets.
Me neither. I've never seen that before.
So
it must be a good thing when they do.
You doing it are astronomically good.
And
if you buy your lottery tickets in a donut place, your odds are 100,000 times better than people buying them at a convenience mart.
And even if you lose, at least you got donuts.
Oh my God.
Oh, I lost the lottery, but I got this dozen donuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Oh my god,
And
that's awesome.
another great thing, the shop will get a $500 bonus from the lottery for selling the winning ticket. Quick $500
Ba-boom.
in the donut shop's pocket.
Boom! I love it. That is a great way to end the
Hell yeah.
donut news of the day. All right. So what I've done this week is I've gone all across America through my computer, and I have found some crazy combos. Tell me if you would be willing to try this. It's a honey lavender donut at the Supermoon Bakehouse, New York City. It is a yeast donut filled with honey lavender cream patisserie, which is a bit harder to make than custard. They roll it in sugar and have edible lavender on top.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That sounds
awesome.
Yes. All right, next we're going to Chicago. The Bombolino Bombo Bar. Of course, we know Bombolinos are the Italian donuts. They're a little bit more of a ball, but it's fried dough, and they fill them and top them. They're two big sellers. The Bombolino stuffed with different flavored cannoli creams. Never had it.
Yeah.
I've had cannolis and cannoli cream. Never had it in a donut. Sounds like a great combo. Also, they stuff their Bombolinos with gelato flavors.
Oh, fuck.
And we have heard of some places that do ice cream and donuts. And so now you've got gelato in a Bombolino.
That sounds awesome.
That just sounds great. That's a great combo. Finally, we've had this shop on our many shows called the Blue Star Donuts in Portland. Their most intense donut is called a Tropical Delight. It is a cake donut, and they infuse it with a coconut emulsion. Okay, that's a way big extra step.
Yeah, it is.
It is dipped in a tropical glaze, and the glaze is made with a passion fruit puree, fresh squeezed pineapple juice,
Wow.
and bananas. So, way big extra step.
Oh, yeah.
And then they top it with a toasted coconut crunch. Now, I'm not a fan of coconut.
Yeah, me neither.
But the effort that you're putting into this donut is phenomenal.
Honestly, like, it makes me want to at least try it. It's like, it feels like, look, if I'm ever going to enjoy coconut, it's going to be in a donut with all that extra stuff. Like, that's probably donut batting at its highest. Like,
to put this kind of effort into a donut.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. I freaking love it. Blue Star Donuts in Portland, which brings me to a sidebar of wife Janet and daughter Isabel were in Portland, and they did do donuts while they were there.
No, they fucking didn't.
But they did them. They did the mini donuts with flavorings, and I'm like, you had a chance to
go to Blue Star.
And you did spit out mini donuts with flavors.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
But we do have a couple of cities on the horizon.
Yes.
Out of the country that will be donuts. That will be an episode in the future.
Yes.
So excited about that. We're not going to reveal too many details yet, bits and pieces as we go along, but just know you're going to get 2 donut reviews out of America. So not as far away as Greece.
No.
Or as good god awful
as
yeah.
That God, we can only hope.
So there's some crazy combos. I'm going to do crazy combos. There's a lot of shops across America that are putting in the extra effort to try a little. Look, man, if you're putting golden grams on top of caramel icing on top of a glazed donut, it ain't counting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not much of an effort.
Yeah, just throwing stuff on top of a donut. Like,
yeah,
anyone can do that.
No. So, all right, Eric, it is time for the milk and donuts portion of our show.
Nicely done.
Quite literally.
Yes.
where have you gone today? Tell me about your shop and your first glazed donut. Because we got to start with the glaze every single time. Because if your glazed donut is off,
then everything else is off.
Yeah. Make the glaze.
Yes.
Learn the alphabet before you start spelling words.
Yes. Good analogy. Nicely done. So, the shop I went to today is either called Donuts Break or Meadowview Donuts. It's on Google Maps, it's called Donuts Break, but you go up and the sign out front says Meadowview Donuts, and the box they give you has a little stamp that says Meadowview Donuts. And if you search Meadowview Donuts into Google Maps, it shows up as Donuts Break. So, it's probably Meadowview Donuts, but if you're looking for it, it's under Donuts Break. Pretty standard little donut shop here. Nothing too crazy going on. My glazed donut today was really good. It is 4 inches across by 2 inches tall. This is a pretty big donut. The glaze of this was so well done. It is the perfect texture. It's not super sticky. It doesn't crumble off when you take a bite of it. It's the kind of glazed donut where, like, it's really good by itself. But you can kind of tell, especially if you've had this kind of donut before, if this came out, if you're eating this, like, right after it's been freshly glazed from the fryer, this is probably, like, a perfect glazed donut. Like, that's the kind of consistency of the glazed and the texture of the dough. Like, it's already a really great glazed donut. Super light and fluffy dough, melt in your mouth kind of thing. And you can tell just from how the glaze is textured and laid on. Like, if this came out of the fryer freshly glazed, like, this would be a perfect 5 donut. But, you know, that's a very special thing. We can't always line that up correctly. So, and the fact that it's still a really excellent donut, you know, even after sitting on a tray for a little bit, I think is a testament. Yeah, like I said, the dough was really good. Super light. It's not a deceptive donut. Sometimes I get a bigger, fluffier donut, and you bite into it, and it's denser on the inside than what it looks like. And this was not the case at all. It looked super light and fluffy, and it was super light and fluffy. I've said before, what I enjoy about donuts is being able to eat lots of them. And I took down this glazed donut, and I'm like, I could probably have 4 more of those and still feel fine. And that's what I love about a donut. And I think this is probably one of the better things. This one was about $1.50. And in terms of Sacramento prices, that is absolutely on the low end. So $1.50 for an absolutely above average glazed donut. I think this is like a 4.3. I think this is an excellent glazed donut. One you don't miss when you go in.
Wow, what a way to kick off your review.
Yeah.
4.3, that's great. Okay. No matter what they call themselves, let's go with the sticker on the box.
Yes, Meadowview Donuts. We'll go with that.
All right, my visit today, I went to Federhofer's Bakery on Gravois in South St. Louis. Side note, when we were children, me and my 5 brothers and sisters, and we would get a treat from a bakery. Now, of course, we lived right next to the donut stop. And my mom worked at the donut stop. And my sister worked at the donut stop. But when we got something special, like a dessert, like a stollen or a cake, a fancy cake, it was from Federhofer's. They've been in business a long time. And I quite honestly was a little surprised to see they did donuts. I've never had a donut from Federhofer's. But if you're cranking out bakery items for 60 years-ish, more, you could probably make a decent donut. So that's where I headed today. And my glazed donut, 4 inches by 4.5 inches oblong, However, was only 1 inch tall. So not a regular. That is the very first thing I noticed about the whole box of donuts. They were not big, puffy donuts. Mm-hmm. They were not, I don't know, allowed to rise. I'm not sure if they were proofed. But they were all like it, so I'm not going to assume that it was, like, this is probably their normal donut. Mm-hmm. It wasn't different or off today. This is just they make smaller donuts. Almost universally, every glazed donut I get is 1.5 inches tall or bigger. So being only 1 inch tall, it's a noticeably smaller glazed donut. It's $1.56, so standard price, maybe a little expensive for a glazed donut. Mm-hmm. And they do have the kind of glaze that's crispy, that kind of flakes off, and I don't mind it. I think it makes it a little more of a rustic donut. It's not a liquid glaze. It's hardened just a shade.
I just think when it gets too flaky, you can take a bite and then bits of donut that you haven't gotten to yet have potential to lose glaze.
It's not like that. It's only in the bite you're taking where the glaze is crackling. So it's a good flavor. It's a sugary glaze, but not gritty. It's not granulated. It is a nice, smooth, sweet glaze. The dough is moist, and it has a nice flavor to it. I don't want to go straight up vanilla flavor, but when you bite the bottom of the donut where there's no glaze, it's just dough, it stands up on its own. The dough melts in your mouth. It's not a chew kind of dough. So really good dough, really good glaze. A little small, $1.56. I'm going to give this a nice solid 3.5.
3.5.
So you walk in to your work with a dozen of these glazed donuts, and people will be absolutely happy.
Yeah, and it's a good like onboarding treat for Federhofers. Be like, it's a good glazed donut. You can go down there and get one, and then see all the glorious things that they make as well.
Yes.
So our second donut today is a chocolate Long John. Mine today was 6.5 inches long, 2.5 inches wide, and 1.5 inches tall. Again, this was around $1.50. Again, a really good price for out here. And this was, it was interesting. The dough is perfect. Meadowview Donuts, they know what they're doing with the dough over there. Super light and airy and fluffy, just like the glazed donut was. And it especially works in a Long John form because, again, what I like is being able to eat a lot of donuts, and Long Johns typically eat up into that. But if you have a super light dough that's not chewy or dense, it helps in that regard, and that is definitely the case with this donut. Really, what's throwing me is the chocolate icing on this. It's almost like a dark chocolate flavor. There is a bitterness to this icing, which I'm sure has its fans, but for me, this just was not sweet enough for a chocolate icing.
Okay.
Especially on a donut, I want something a little sweeter or something a little sugary. This was, I think, more bitter forward than it was sweet, which, don't get me wrong, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. I just don't think that's what that type of flavor should be with a donut. Also, the texture of the icing I didn't love. I thought it was a little too thin. I just don't think you were getting enough of it. And it was the bitterness that kind of took me away from this donut a little bit. I think the dough is exactly where it should be. I just think the icing needs to be sweeter for a donut. This is a little too, I don't want to say decadent, but it's more like adult, I guess. Like, I feel like
maybe that donut needs a little help.
Yes.
Like maybe that's how you build a frou-frou donut, maybe?
Yes.
By using the dark chocolate in some combination, not just on a fried Long John.
Yeah. So I want to give this like a 3.4. I think the dough is exactly where it should be. But if you're getting a chocolate Long John, you're getting a lot of icing. And if the icing isn't there, that really detracts from the donut. And for me, the icing isn't there. It's too thin, and the flavor and the sweetness, I think, is not where it's supposed to be. But yeah, dough is really excellent. They know what they're doing over there and when it comes to the yeast dough.
And I apologize. What's your score today?
A 3.4.
3.4. Okay. All right. You know what Federhofer's bakery does very well right away? Chocolate fudgy icing. Oh, baby, can you tell this is bakery icing? It is so freaking delicious. It is sweet. It is chocolatey. It is fudgy. There is no grit. There is no sugary, nasty vibe. This is excellent chocolate icing. We've talked about it before. Long John's, not my favorite donut in the whole wide world. And it's the same as I talked about with the glaze. It's not as tall as most. It is 6 inches long, 2.5 inches wide, and it's only 1 inch tall. So that tells me that's their vibe at Federhofer's, to maybe not make the biggest donuts, but to make really good donuts. It's the same flavorful, moist dough. When you bite the bottom of the Long John, just dough by itself, melts in your mouth, and it's tasty all by itself. I did want to point out it's fried very well. Sometimes you get a Long John that's a little crispy, that's a little crunchy, or a little dry because of the frying technique. They did it great. Also, to track back just a minute, the glazed donut also fried really well. The technique is, they've got it down. $1.56 again for a Long John. And for it to be a Long John that I enjoy is rare. It's just rare because I don't dig that whole vibe scene. But now if you put great chocolate and you have a flavorful cake that it's on, a flavorful dough, this might be my highest scoring Long John ever. This is a 4.4.
Wow.
For me to push a Long John like this, it's got to be excellent. This is probably the best Long John I've had it during our whole show.
Wow.
During our whole run of 14 months and 38 shows.
Yeah.
That's the best
Long
John I've
Johns
had.
are a lot of one thing. So if it's not great, it's hard to finish the donut.
Yes.
And so when it is great, I think that makes it an even better experience. Because you're like, it's great, and look how much I still have left of this great donut. Because there's so much of it.
That is the perfect analogy. There's only 2 parts of this donut. And it's a big, long donut. You got to get it right. Otherwise, you're tired of the mediocrity immediately.
Yeah.
But when it's excellent, and look, man, I've run into other places that make a pretty decent Long John. It's just not my vibe. So for me to 4.4 this one, get some Long Johns from Federhofer's. Wow.
All right. So, a much better episode than last week for you, for sure.
I believe these 2 scores combined for the first 2 donuts are better than the entire all 3 Strange Donuts.
Yes, 100%. Wow. So, our last donut today is a glazed jelly-filled donut. My donut today, 4 inches across, 2 inches tall, around $1.75, a little bit extra for a filled donut, which should not have been the case for this donut. The number one thing about filled donuts is filling it all the way. This was barely filled. Barely. I took first bite around where you can see the little like insert hole where they filled it.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to bite right into that because I feel like it would be a little disingenuous because I know what I'm doing. I'm a seasoned donut eating pro. So I wanted to put myself in the mind of someone who isn't as experienced as I. And I got a little bit of filling. Okay. And then I bit to the left. Nothing. Bit a little again to the left. Nothing. Bit a little again to the left. Nothing. And this is... I probably had like this much donut left. And that's where all the filling was. They put it in maybe a quarter of the way through the donut, filled that bit, and said, that's enough. And
They hid the filling.
Yeah. And so that's
in the
what
big hole where the filling usually goes.
And so that's what I'm
Found
saying.
a nice little corner to hide it.
Like if you were to bite right where you see where they filled it, you'd get all the filling in like 1.5 to 2 bites, and then the rest of the donut is nothing.
No. Nope.
Don't get me wrong. It's
it.
a glazed donut, which again is excellent. They have a really good glazed donut, but I don't want a glazed donut. I want a jelly-filled donut.
Right.
And this is
That's
not nearly filled. This is, I want to say, probably the weakest filled donut I've ever had.
Man.
This is, there's just not nearly enough filling.
When you are selling a jelly-filled donut, it has to be jelly-filled without question.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
like if I bit from the other side, I'd be 3 bites in and I'd go, is this a filled donut? Did they fill this donut with That's how little filling there was. And the filling wasn't even that good. It seemed like a store-bought filling, processed. It was not very it was a whisper of flavor. It was supposed to be raspberry jelly. It's more sweet jelly. There's not a lot of raspberry filling. It's very processed. It's just sweetness, not really raspberry flavor. So it's barely even filled, and the filling that's there isn't great. I mean, you get a little positives because the glaze is great and the dough you've nailed. But look, I want a jelly-filled donut, and this was barely that. So I think I want to give this like a 3. Just a flat 3.
Yeah. And they charge a little more for it?
Yeah, charge a little bit extra. This is... If you're going into this for wanting a jelly-filled donut, I think you're not going to be satisfied. I think skip this one. Which is also upsetting because I bought 2 other filled donuts. So now I'm a little concerned.
While I'm thinking about it, what I think we can do for our show is a little bit of an addendum. After you post the show and there are comment section open, I think you and I should post, hey, after the show, we tried this donut and it was a 4.5. Mm-hmm. Or I also tried this donut, also avoid this donut.
Yeah. Just a bonus kind of thing.
Because we are limiting a little bit by only doing 3 donuts.
Yeah.
Maybe they do some other donuts great. And I think we should maybe mention that because specifically, I'm thinking about last week, I had a maple syrup glazed cake donut from Strange Donuts. And if we were reviewing on a show, it would have been a 4.2. They did the cake great. The glaze was crispy and sweet. And it's like the vibe from our show was garbage.
Yeah.
It's not good. But if they do, because we never just buy the 3 donuts.
No, we have never once bought just the 3 donuts.
And you and I will talk about, hey, yeah, I did have the cruller and it was excellent, but it wasn't one we did on the show. So I think going forward,
I think it's
some post-show reviews.
Yeah, I want to say if something maybe like stands out, if it's something particularly really good or something particularly bad. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like if we have another donut and it's like, oh, this is like a 3.6, it's like there's no really point in doing that. But if they have something really excellent or something really you need to stay away from, I think we can add that to the addendum.
Yeah, so that'll be from you and I posting in comments.
Yeah.
So back to today's show, Federhofer's completely understands what jelly-filled means. I've taken 2 bites, and I've gotten quite a bit of jelly. Look how much is still in there. Look at this. I can't believe it didn't burst through the bottom. I mean,
Wow.
That is a honkin' jelly donut. Here's the good news. That raspberry jelly is not from a can. That is a raspberry forward with a little sweetness in it. Already talked about how good the glaze is and how good the dough is. The cake dough is tasty by itself. And now you've put in a really good raspberry jelly and you've overloaded it. Like,
That's how filled donuts should be.
You're going to be a little messy. There's just no 2 ways about it. Here's the kicker for me. $1.56, same price.
Wow.
Here's what's really cool about Federhofers. No matter what donut you buy, $1.56. My apple fritter, $1.56.
Wow.
My chocolate and vanilla custard filled donuts, $1.56.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. So I actually asked my wife Janet last night. I said, I'm going to a bakery, and of course I'm getting the donuts, but it is a really good bakery. Mm-hmm. Can I get anything else from the bakery side for you? She's like, if they have good glazed donuts, I'm golden, and they do. Yeah. So I'm really glad. So what I got was I saw it's a rectangle donut, and I said, "Is that your take on a cronut?" And she said, "No, it is a pastry dough that we twist and fry and then glaze. It looks like a cronut, but it's a rectangle, and so I am super excited for a bakery's pastry to be incorporated into a donut."
Yeah, that sounds really good.
But first things first, this is a 4.3 on the glazed jelly donut scale.
Fuck yeah.
Great price, lots of great raspberry flavored jelly, glazed dough, 4.3, $1.50. Oh man. Yeah, Federhofers can do donuts.
What you just said about this pastry dough thing, I heard about this on a podcast I listened to. This is a bit of a tangent since we're done with our reviews.
Sure.
Have you ever heard of the Dagel?
Spell it.
Dagel.
Dagel. Donut bagel?
Yes.
Okay.
This is in London. I heard about it on a UK based podcast. It is a savory donut, hand dipped in everything bagel seasoning, stuffed with whipped cream cheese and chives. So it's like a shell donut dough that you would get for a filled donut, but they put everything bagel seasoning on it and fill it with whipped cream cheese and chives. And you can top it with either bacon or lox.
Wow. I love that idea.
It looks incredible. It looks so good. So, all I've ever seen is that it's over in London. If someone in the U.S. wants to try their hand at it, I will be first in line to try it. So, quick tangent on the Dagel. Or if you've seen it, wherever you're out watching or listening, let us know if you've seen it over here in the U.S. Because I've only ever seen it in the U.K.
Wow, I love the combo. I love the effort. Keep trying for new stuff. Not that we don't have, we got very traditional donuts. Mm-hmm. Jelly, glazed, Long John. Very traditional. How well do you do it? That's the question. And when we were talking about last night about what we were going to do for today's show, and I sent you the list, there were probably only, other than the donut holes, there were probably only maybe 9 flavors at Federhofers. But man, if you do it well,
who needs any more?
You don't need to do Dagels and
you don't need to do the special
Captain
kind of
Crunch top,
which makes it even more special that they're doing like the pastry dough thing. It's like you've nailed all the other donut stuff. You really don't need to do this extra stuff, but they do anyways.
I will be shocked if that's not one of the donuts that we post, comment, post show.
Yeah.
I mean, it just the anticipation of it. If you can do the classic donuts so well, and now you're putting your twist on it, I'm like, yeah, that could be exciting.
Yeah.
You know what's more exciting? Trivia time! Dun 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 dun. 3 years ago, Jeopardy had a category called a donut shop dictionary. Okay?
Okay.
The 5 answers were twist, glazed, old-fashioned, jelly, and sprinkle. Okay? Those are the answers.
Yeah.
How many of those 5 were correctly answered by the Jeopardy contestants?
Oh, man. I mean, I want to say all 5. It's donuts. How hard can it be? I'll give them the benefit of it. I'll go 4.
They only got 3 of them right.
What?
They ask the question, and nobody buzzes in. I'm like, it's a donut.
That should just be common knowledge. You shouldn't have to study or anything.
I mean, it wasn't like they asked some bizarre donut offshoot. The answer was jelly.
Like,
oh boy, I know. Like maybe too smart for their own good.
yeah. Do you ever see
Like,
those clips where they're like, sometimes where it's like a sports related question, and every single time all 3 contestants just don't even buzz in. It's like the simplest question.
Yes.
And they have no idea.
Yes.
Or the one that was like, so this person broke the assist record in the NHL, and the guy answered Michael Jordan. It's like, you have to know he didn't play hockey.
he was good.
You have to know he only played basketball and sometimes baseball. Come on.
On a couple of the questions, amazingly, 2 people buzzed in with the wrong answer.
God.
And the third guy was like, nope, I'm not even answering. I'm not going to make it 3 wrong answers in a row.
Yeah, he's like, well, I thought it was the first one and that was wrong. And I thought it was the second one and that was also wrong.
I got nothing. All right. Second trivia question today. Gordon Ramsay has a derisive nickname that he calls contestants on MasterChef. He did dial it back for MasterChef Junior because it was only kids cooking.
Children.
And he called them donuts when they messed up.
Yeah.
What is the name that he calls the adults that mess up on his show?
I mean, did you just throw the word fucking in front of it? You fucking donut?
No. The donut is what he calls the kids. What is the name that he calls the adults? He dialed it back and didn't call them this name on the kid show. For obvious reasons. I mean, he could be a dick, but don't be a dick to kids.
I don't know.
So, what does he call the adults who mess up on MasterChef?
I mean, he calls them a lot of things, if we're being real.
Well,
He says I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Same first 3 letters.
Oh, did you say donkey?
He does. He calls him a donkey. Yes. So I'm glad he did not call the children donkeys, and he used no F-bombs at all. So don't really care for Gordon Ramsay in the big scheme of things, but thank you for being a responsible adult during a kid's show. He just opened up one of his restaurants here in downtown St. Louis at the downtown casino.
Oh.
And it's getting very middling reviews.
Oof.
Just whatever. I don't know, man. I guess there just comes a point when you're spread too thin.
Yeah, it's hard to do quality control when you're just that big.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can have a recipe, but I always go back to cooking is art.
Yeah.
And baking is science.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have that deft touch, who does? Who has the deft touch of Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
I agree. But there are other great chefs in this country who can whip up amazing dishes. They're just not working in the kitchen at Gordon Ramsay's 27th restaurant.
Yeah.
So, anyway, pretty damn good show today.
Absolutely.
If I must say so myself. How can people join us with some comments and get us out in the netherworld?
Yes. If you're watching on YouTube, liking the video, subscribing to the channel is all good stuff. Commenting on the videos helps a ton. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, rating and reviewing the show gets us in Apple Podcasts' good graces for whatever reason. And all that stuff we see directly. Any comments, any reviews, we see it. We'll go through it. And again, I will, in the description of the video and the episode notes of the podcast, is our Instagram page where we post photos of all the donuts and where we'll post days of when we upload. Hopefully getting on a more regular schedule this time around. And again, I will link the GoFundMe to Village Express Donuts if you have it in your heart to donate.
I appreciate that. Yes, that's a great addition. Support the mom and pops, man.
100%.
Support the mom and pops. They are the lifeblood of communities. I mean, the number of donut shops and bakeries that have been there for a while and are just so important to the fabric of a community. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to get wax poetic or anything, but man, it is a fact. Mom and pop donut shops and bakeries, man, are just such a glue for a neighborhood. They just simply are.
Yep.
So, all right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We have had a hoot. Hope you have too. That's Eric in Sacramento. I'm Dave in St. Louis. Hope you join us again next time for the Midwest Donut Review Show. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
Goodbye.